In every age, God has raised up men and women to meet the needs of the day. Now is that time. You are the one. Now is the time for saints.
During this historic time of global pandemic and quarantine, it can be comforting to know that there have been others who have gone before us who have actually been through similar circumstances and not just survived it, but came through it as saints. I would venture to say that one of the best saints we can turn to during this time of restrictions and challenges of the coronavirus is Saint Damien of Molokai. Surely he ought to be the patron saint of contagious diseases and of social distancing. And he was ordained a priest in Honolulu shortly after arriving in Hawaii. Father Damien bravely volunteered to serve the people of Molokai, realizing that so many poor souls were there without access to the sacraments and were suffering without anyone to care for them, dying without even the dignity of a proper burial. He knew that being sent to Molokai could very well be a death sentence for himself, but his missionary and priestly heart stepped in, unafraid. Though the unsightly physical deformities and the sickening odor of the lepers were naturally repulsive to Father Damien, he drew close to them. He ministered to the sick, washed their bandaged wounds, and did all he could to make their lives more joyful and less painful. Among the many ways he taught the lepers the value of their lives was by first giving dignity to their deaths. He administered to them the sacraments of last rites and ensured them a proper Christian burial. His whole life was given to the lepers, and he was endlessly compassionate and kind to them, even in the face of the immoral and difficult behavior that some of them exhibited. More than a decade after his arrival on Molokai, Father Damien's radical identification with the lepers became complete. The symptoms of leprosy in his own body became unmistakable. And as he preached now, he addressed his congregation as "we lepers." As his physical state deteriorated, he continued his mission of love all the way to the end. And when he died, he was buried under the same palm tree that had been his first home when he first arrived on Molokai. He was canonized a saint in 2009. Saint Damien, pray for us as we live in the midst of fear and illness, disease as you did. Saint Damien, pray for us that we may always reverence the dignity of every human person as you did. Saint Damien, pray for us that our love of Jesus may be as contagious as yours was.